Assalamu alaikum. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel, The Twins Academy. Today we will discuss the episode number 2 of O-level paper 5054 variant 1-2. So let's start the discussion of episode number 2 questions. From this diagram, it's very clear that this MCQ is related with moments of force. And we know that for a body to be in equilibrium, according to the principle of moments of force, F1 D1 should be equals to F2 D2. A uniform beam is pivoted at its midpoint. An object weighing 40 Newton is placed on the beam 20 centimeter to the left of the pivot. Which force and position balances the system? So we have to find the magnitude of the force as well as the position in order to balance this. We will assume this will be F1 and this will be D1. So let's calculate the value of F1 D1 is equals to 40 into 20 is equals to 800 Newton centimeter. Now we will look at the values one by one and check whether the products of option A, B, C, D is equals to 800 or not. 40 into 20, 800, okay. 40 into 20, 800, okay. 50 into 10, 500, this option is not possible. 50 into 10, 500, this option is also not possible. So now we have to check either option A or option B is correct. Let's see the option B. 20 Newton force acting upward with a 40 centimeter to the right of the pivot, okay. This will be like this. One force is acting downward, other force is acting upward. Now this will not make the rod or beam in equilibrium due to upward force of 20 Newton on the right side. The body will start rotating, and whenever there is a rotation, always acceleration is produced, due to which forces are supposed to be unbalanced. And obviously when beam is rotating, it can never ever be in balanced position. So option B is not possible. Now which option is correct? Only option A is being left. 20 Newton acting downward, 40 centimeter to right. So if it will act like this, then clockwise movement is equals to anti-clockwise movement. Since magnitudes are same, but direction of movements are opposite, so they will cancel out each other and body will be balanced. So option A is the correct answer. A worker pulls a rope. It means worker is applying force on the rope with a force P through a distance D in the direction of force. This causes a block of weight W to move vertically upward through a height h. How much work is done by the worker? According to the definition of work done, it is the product of force and distance covered in the direction of force. It means both should act in the same direction. In other words, if force is applied on the right side, distance should be covered on the right side. If force is applied on the left side, distance should be covered in the left side. Now according to this statement, the worker pulls a rope with a force P. It means this will be F to a distance D in the direction of the force. Now this will be clear intimation that force is applied and distance D is covered in the direction of force. So it's mean that now this will be the answer F into D. But in place of F, what we will put? P multiplied by D. Since these height is acting in upward direction, weight is acting in downward direction. So this option is not possible. W and W both are cancelled out. P into H. Note, since force is applied and distance is covered in the direction of force, and that is D. So which option is correct? Option B is the correct answer. Question number 13. A battery is connected to a circuit to light a lamp. What is the energy stored in the battery? Chemical, electrostatic, gravitational, kinetic. Kinetic energy is stored in the body when there is a speed or body is in motion. Gravitational energy is stored in the body when it is being dropped from a particular height. Electrostatic energy is stored in the charges. And now, which option is being left? So in batteries, what kind of energy is there? Chemical energy. What is the property of both liquid and gases? They always fill their containers overall. No, liquid cannot fill the container. They are incompressible. No, gases are compressible. They have particles in fixed position. No, it is being done in the solids only. So which option is correct? Option C is the correct answer. MCQ number 15. Obviously, pressure is given, volume is given, then definitely pressure and volume are inversely proportional to each other, and then P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. Okay. In an experiment, the volume of gas in a cylinder is measured as the pressure of the gas is increased. So when pressure increases, definitely according to this law, volume decreases. Values of pressure are given. Pressure becomes double. Then pressure becomes 3 times. Then pressure becomes 4 times. Okay. So when pressure becomes double, volume becomes half. Correct? And we can verify it by applying this formula for these two values. First two values, this will be considered as P1, V1, P2, V2. And when we will solve the left and right sides, both will be equals to 2020. Now we will consider it as P2, V2. When I have solved this, the answer was 6.6. Now it's mean that these are not exactly inversely proportional to each other. If pressure has increased with 3 times, volume has to be decreased with 3 times as well. Okay. The third one, the pressure has increased 4 times. But again, what happened over here? It has to be 1 into 10 raised to power rather it will be 5 into 10 raised to power minus 5. But what's the answer? 6. So it's mean in both, here pressure has increased and here as well, sorry, volume has increased and here volume has increased as well. So these two values are not exactly inversely proportional to the ratio of pressure. And what was Boyle's law? When pressure increases, volume decreases. So when pressure has increased 4 times, volume has to be decreased 4 times. So 20 divided by 4 is equals to 5. Okay. So it's mean that only first these two values are fulfilling the requirement. So it's mean these two options are opted out. Now out of this, after the pressure is doubled, gas starts leaking into the cylinder. If gas starts leaking into the cylinder, then volume has to be increased. for this option as well. But the volume has decreased. Now why? Because after the pressure is doubled, gas starts leaking out of the cylinder. Due to this, the values are entirely different. Since it has to be 6.6, but it's 6, so value is lesser. It has to be 5, it is 4, so value is lesser. So it means gas is being leaked out from the cylinder. So option B is the correct answer. Number 16. The diagram shows examples of thermal expansion: thermometer, lid, metal lid will be there, hair dryer, and then expansion of long metal beams on supporting a roof. So three diagrams are given, three applications are given. In which diagram is thermal expansion useful? Okay, we can use a thermometer. It's a useful thing because when we are supposed to measure the temperature, it expands and we can measure the temperature easily. So P, it's mean this option is wrong. Q and R. Q, metal lid is there. When we will provide the heat through hair dryer, it's easy to open the lid. It's mean P and Q. So this option is now wrong as well since Q is not there. Okay. Now we have to select A or B. Now just look at this figure. Expansion of the long metal bar beams supporting on a roof. When they will expand, they will exert pressure on the walls, and walls can be collapsed. So this is not the useful example of thermal expansion, or it is not helpful. So it's mean now which option is correct? Option B is the correct answer. Number 17. Which statement about copper explain why it is better thermal conductor? Copper, metal, and metal carries free electrons. Okay. Atomic vibration? No. Atoms move through the copper and pass on kinetic energy? No. Electrons always move. There are density changes within the copper? No. There are free electrons? Yes. Since copper is a metal and heat is being transferred very quickly due to the presence of free electrons or mobile electrons. So option D is the correct answer. Which statement describes the transfer of thermal energy in liquid by convection? We know that what happened in convection, when heat is provided to the liquid, liquid expands, becomes less dense, lighter, and rises up. So now which option is correct? Option density related option will be correct. Oh, this one is the very first one option. Option A, a decrease in density. In liquid there are no free electrons. No, in liquid there are no infrared radiations and transfer energy. No, in liquid energy can be transferred by convection method by density changes. Particles of liquid vibrate. Particles of liquid cannot vibrate. This method is done in solid, that is conduction. So option A is the correct answer. Which characteristics describe the image formed by vertical plane mirror? We know that image formed in vertical plane mirrors are always virtual. Option A is eliminated. Option C is eliminated. Virtual, virtual. Now, in plane mirror, image cannot be smaller than the size of the object. So option D is gone as well. So Which option is correct? Option B is the correct answer. Okay. MCQ number 20. A ray of light passes into the block of transparent material as shown. What is the refractive index? If we will apply the formula this, I and R, M is equal to sine I over sine R, sine 35 divided by sine 60, then in that case answer will be 0.66, that is option A, and this is the wrong option. Why? What is the reason? Because this cannot be angle of incidence, this cannot be angle of refraction. What we have to do, we have to draw the normal, and now this will be angle of incidence and this will be angle of refraction. Total angle, we know that total angle is of 90 degree, so 90 minus 35, so it will be equals to 55 degree. So angle of incidence is equal to 55 degree, and angle of refraction 90 minus 60 is equals to 30 degree. So R, what was the definition of angle of refraction? The angle between normal and refracted ray. So R is equals to 30 degree. Now we have to apply the same formula. N is equals to sine I over sine R, sine 55 degree divided by sine 30 degree, and now the answer is 1.64. So it means which option is correct? Option C is the correct answer. Thank you very much for watching the video. Stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum.